Hello friends, it's Karen with Love Your Land, and it is not yet time to start gardening here, but it is always time to eat. So, I wanted to tell you guys about these Egglife Wraps. I've known about them for probably a year. A friend of mine, Tammy, told me about them probably a year ago and said they were delicious, and I'm like, do they taste like egg? And she's like, no. And I was like, yeah. She's probably one of those easygoing people when it comes to eggs, and I'm not. I'm very finicky about eggs. I love them, but the slightest little variation from what I think is right in an egg, and I'm done. You know, if I'm eating scrambled eggs and they get slightly less than hot, I'm done. If I hard boil an egg and it's too hard boiled, I'm done. If I'm just eating eggs and all of a sudden I get to that one bite where that should have been one bite less of eggs that I should have eaten, I'm done. So you can imagine my hesitancy with something like this. I mean, it's literally egg whites, xanthan gum, salt, and I think that's it. Some natural flavoring and stuff, but they don't taste like anything. I've tasted a little teensy taste of them. But for whatever reason yesterday, not for whatever reason, I was starving and my husband and I were at Sprouts. And I was like, ooh, they have those, those Egglife thingies. Let's get some. And so I did, and something just beeped at me. I don't know what it is. So I got them. And before I started dinner, once we got home, because I hadn't eaten yet, and it was like 4 o'clock, I just threw one of these in a skillet and fried it into a taco shape, because there's no way on earth I would eat one of these without frying it. Now, that's not to say that they're bad if you don't fry them, but no, I'm just not into it. So I fried it and just threw in some cheese. What did I put in there? Cheese, avocado, cabbage. That was it. I just threw it in there, took a bite, and I was like, no way. It literally tastes like, it's chewy like a flour tortilla, like you made a flour tortilla taco. So I am sold. I'm totally sold. Now, a couple things I'll tell you about this. First of all, this is what the package looks like. It's Egglife Wraps. There are 25 calories, 0 carbs, 5 grams of protein. A side note about them is that, first of all, they do not come in a resealable package. So Egglife, if you're watching this, I would highly recommend you up your game with this resealable package, because they do have to go in the refrigerator. So I took them all out for this video because I've taped it. I opened it last night and I had to refrigerate them, so I closed it and taped it shut, and it was very loud to get open. So that's one thing. Keep that in mind. The other thing is they are a little tricky to take apart. So they're kind of delicate. They really stick together. Like there's probably, I don't know, 5 here, 4. There's 4. And I took this one off the stack off camera because I started to film and so they're a little delicate. So be careful. That's pretty much it. I think we should make lunch. Okay, I've got some olive oil in a pan here. You could probably use any oil you want, but I prefer something like avocado oil or olive oil. That's what I use. I have a couple of tortillas here. I'm gonna go ahead and fry up 2 because I know I'm gonna want to. So again, they're really delicate and you want to watch them. This is not something that you're gonna put on here and walk away from. I have this on a pretty low heat, but as you'll see here in a second, they start frying up really fast and they get bubbly and all that stuff. So what I did last night, and what I'm gonna do again right now, is I kind of fry them pretty good on both sides. Like I fry them to the point where they're still pliable, but I want them to be substantial. You know, they don't really get super crispy per se, but they do turn into the texture sort of a flour tortilla if you do it right. And of course I only have done this one other time, but they do cook very quickly. So we're just going to keep an eye on this together. Again, I have it on a low heat. Oopsie, sorry. So I'm going to do a video, another video probably, maybe, I don't know, maybe I'll just tell you about it, but on coconut wraps, because I got those as well recently, and oh man, they are phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. The trick with those is don't put a bunch of sauce in them. because they fall apart real easy. See, you can tell it's sort of starting to hold up a little bit. See how that corner stayed there? I also tried to like pinch out some of the bubbles last night for whatever reason. I don't know. Why not? But you could literally put anything in these. You could put, you know, make it a traditional taco with ground beef with seasoning in it or whatever. You can put whatever you want in it. I'm a shrimp taco fan, so that's what I'm doing. So again, I'm just letting it kind of, it doesn't really crisp up per se, but I'm letting it sort of crisp up. One thing I was worried about with these is that they would taste like an over fried egg. You know how it kind of starts to taste metallic? They do not taste like that. So that was a relief to me because that's gross. That's another thing that grosses me out about eggs. It's like they have to be perfectly cooked. They have to be fully cooked. I would never eat a sunny side up egg, like not if you paid me $1 million. But also if they're too cooked, gross, not into it. So now I'm gonna go ahead and give it a little turn. Now, I have this on really low. I could probably turn it up just a little. But I would take your time with these rather than trying to just blast them. That's just been my experience. That's what I did yesterday, and that's what I am doing today. And yesterday they worked out really, really, really well. Kind of messing up my fold there, but that's okay. Doesn't really matter that much. So I'm gonna finish this up and the other one, and then we'll get to making some tacos, all right? Okay, my little shell is cooked. I have one more cooking in there. I just on a low, I just want it to stay warm, but they do get a little crispy. So what do I have here? I have shrimp that I made last night, some leftover shrimp, so I'm gonna add some of that, some of those. And then, well, let's just get these guys in here and we'll go from there. Last night when I made these, you guys, I don't know if I said this already, but I literally made the shell and stuffed it with cheese, avocado, and cabbage, and just, I can't even explain it. It was so good. Again, it might be because I was so hungry. I don't know. But we're gonna put a little cheese in there with the shrimp. I'm going to put a little bit of this homemade aioli I just whipped up before we started shooting. It's just like a tablespoon or two of mayonnaise and maybe a teaspoon of crushed garlic and a few drops of lemon juice, and that's it. I don't add salt because it does not need it with the mayonnaise. That I use regular mayonnaise, unless I make it, which I haven't done in a while. I blame COVID. Just kidding. Okay, and then we're going to throw in some red cabbage, because that's always good. Some, oh, I wish I had a spoon. Oh well, this is for me, so I can use my fingers. This is all mine. Some tomatoes, some cilantro. Oh my goodness. I cannot wait to eat this. And then I have some avocado that I cut up. Let's just put a couple pieces of those in there. Call it good. And of course, some lime. Again, you can fill these with literally whatever taco kind of thing you want. They can be vegetarian, they could be whatever. I already kind of covered that, but you know, they're yours. So put whatever you want in them. So I'm gonna give this a taste test and see how it goes. Let's check it out. Literally run to the store, and I don't know where to put this, and get yourself some Egglife Wraps and make yourself a taco. That's it for now. I hope you guys are having a lovely pre-spring, and hopefully we'll be starting some seeds soon. All right, see ya.